Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Matt Florjancic and Noah Cricky on the call of tonight's match between the visiting Delaware Valley University and the fifth-ranked Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Before we get into the match, want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket wrestling matches are being brought to you by University Hospitals, Jasinski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's matches are also brought to you by City Barbecue, celebrating 25 years of competition-quality barbecue. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leader since 1893. Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying tonight's men's and women's wrestling action on BWYellowJackets.com. Once again, I'm Matt Florjancic, and I'm joined on the call of tonight's match by a member of the men's wrestling team, Noah Cricky. Noah, thank you very much for joining us, and this should be a very exciting contest between the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and Delaware Valley.
Glad to be here. 100%. It's going to be a really fun duel, really good time. Obviously, Baldwin Wallace is looking to come in here and dominate early, but we're going to have a couple of just really, really fun matches, ranked on ranked. Just put it out there in the open. 133 is my pick for match of the night before it even happens, and it's number 2 versus number 3, and Jaden Hinton and Jacob Blair getting after it.
And Jaden Hinton, the reigning national runner-up, I believe, in his weight class. He narrowly missed being one of 2 Yellow Jackets to win a national championship last year, but as you've looked at Jaden's career, he's steadily gotten better every single year. He got to the national tournament, then he was a placer, then he was national runner-up. Now is his opportunity to take that next and final step. There's only one more step to climb at the national level, and that's to win the whole thing, and that is on Jaden's mind as this season goes on. He's doing everything possible to take the steps necessary to get to that point, and getting a win over Jacob Blair at 133 pounds would be a heck of a feather in his cap. Some other good matches to watch out for. At 157 pounds will be the reigning 149-pound national champion, a 2-time reigning national champion, Michael Petrella, for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. He'll be taking on 11th-ranked Adam Coleman, who is a senior for Delaware Valley.
And that'll be good to see Mike just up a weight, really good start to the season for him. Hopefully it'll be a good test for him to see what he really needs to do to keep that national title streak alive.
Well, taking a look at Michael's year, he started last year at 157 as well, and then worked his way back into the 149-pound weight class. Do we think that that's going to be something he's going to try to do? Is he going to try to go for the 3P to 149, or is he going to stay at 157?
I think he's going to try and stay up there at 157 because I think he's just that dominant. Giving up only one takedown last year on his way to another national title and a pin in the national finals. I think Mike really just believes, and the coaches have faith in him, that he's that guy and he's going to get it done again. Become BW's first 3-time national champion.
Michael has won back-to-back national championships. He's the son of a national champion wrestler. His father, Paul Petrella, actually won the first individual national championship in BW wrestling history, and his dad also has the unique resume of being on the 1978 BW football team that won the national championship. So he's a national champion in 2 sports. Michael equals him in the number of championships, but he's one up on him on the mat, and he's looking to take that next step and possibly getting that deciding 3rd national championship this year.
And speaking of those Petrella brothers, looking at 197, we also have Joey coming out. You know, he's had a pretty long career, transferred in from Gannon University into BW to come wrestle with his brother. He's been riddled with a bunch of injuries, but he is just one heck of a wrestler, really heavy hand fighter, and just really fun guy to watch.
taking a look at the starting lineups. First for Delaware Valley at 125 pounds. It'll be Malik, as for the number 11 ranked wrestler in the country, taking on Dorian Hoffman for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets at 133. It'll be the third ranked Jacob Blair, the junior out of Muncie, Pennsylvania, taking on the number 2 ranked Jaden Hinton, a senior from Glassboro, New Jersey, at 141 pounds. The 20th ranked wrestler Ryan Arndt will represent Delaware Valley, and he'll compete against Robbie Palmieri, a senior from Gibsonia, Pennsylvania. At 149 pounds, there'll be Charlie Robson, a freshman from Bensalem, Pennsylvania, and Conwell Egan Catholic High School. And he will be taking on Manny Skordos, a junior from Brecksville, Broadview Heights High School. At 157 pounds, there'll be number 11, Adam Coleman, a senior out of Matawan, New Jersey, and Matawan Regional High School, battling the aforementioned Michael Petrella, the reigning two-time 149-pound national champion senior from Reynoldsburg, Ohio, and Bishop Hartley High School. At 165 pounds, it'll be Ernazar Bias-Bakov, the freshman from Feasterville, New Jersey, and Neshaminy High School, taking on the number 7th ranked Andrew Supers, a sophomore from Medina High School. The 174-pound weight class will be contested by Luke Moore, a junior out of Hindman, Pennsylvania, and Chestnut Ridge High School, representing Delaware Valley, and he'll be going up against 12th ranked Carter Lloyd, a senior from Brecksville, Broadview Heights High School. At 184 pounds for Delaware Valley, it'll be Cole Lester, a freshman from Souderton, Pennsylvania, and Souderton area high school, representing the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets from Norwalk, Ohio, and Milan Edison High School. He's a junior. That's Remington Bauer. At 197 pounds, it'll be a freshman from Holland, Pennsylvania for Delaware Valley, Aiden Murray. The Yellow Jackets will be represented by a senior from Reynoldsburg, Ohio, and Bishop Hartley High School. That's Joey Petrella. At 285 pounds, it'll be the number 21 ranked wrestler in the country representing Delaware Valley. That'll be Logan Flynn, a junior out of Horsham, Pennsylvania, and Hatboro Horsham High School. And representing the Yellow Jackets at 285 pounds, a sophomore from right up the road here in Brook Park, Ohio, and St. Ignatius High School, Angelo Camargo. The Aggies are coached by Andrew Taylor in his 2014 graduate of Delaware Valley. He's assisted by Zach Trampy, Cordell Rush, David Stevens, Rick Rappo, and Chris Richardson. Coaching the Yellow Jackets in his 14th year, it'll be Jamie Gibbs. His associate head coach is Jason Zastrow. The assistants are Zach Anderson, class of 23, Doug Bird, class of 23 and 24, Dante Giannetti, class of 21, Charlie Grigas, Tyler McClellan, class of 18, Bill McGreen, Charlie Nash, class of 20, and Justin Ritchie, class of 24. The Yellow Jackets come in, the 5th-ranked team in the country. The captains met at the center of the mat, and now we're getting set to go, as Delaware Valley will be represented by Malik. As for the number 11 ranked wrestler in the country, he's a sophomore out of Lodi, New Jersey. He'll be in a green singlet with a yellow back, white trim, and DVU written across the front in white. Dorian Hoffman will be in the yellow singlet with BW's athletic logo on the front, and Baldwin Wallace written across the back as brown and white trim down the sides of the singlet. Asford with good head control early. Doing a good job to circle the hips to his left, trying to gain an advantage. Hoffman keeping his leg free as of now. Asford trying to reach for it. Hoffman rolls through. Hoffman now trying to stay off his back. He will.
And still no score yet.
No score yet. Hoffman now takes control of Asford's right leg, trying to pull it into his chest and reverse it for a possible takedown. And a good exchange by both, and now good wrist control by Asford of the left arm of Hoffman. Hoffman then tries to sit down on that left arm as Asford tries to roll him over. And still no points awarded. More than a minute into this first period.
Really good scramble here.
Yeah, Hoffman doing a good job to position himself in a defensive manner. As for not having any success yet, now he'll be awarded 3 points. He takes an early 3-0 lead over Hoffman. Hoffman gets back off of a flat position to his knees, trying to escape, get his first point of the match. He stands up, tries to roll his right shoulder free, unable to do so, and he's taken right back down by Malik Asford.
Hoffman did a really good job working up to his base there, but Asford is just continuing to keep the pressure forward and weight over his hands.
Hoffman stands up, and both wrestlers are out of the circle. So Hoffman will go back in bottom position with Asford out top.
And he's going to look for a big stand up here, just something quick and explosive to get back to his feet, somewhere he feels more comfortable.
3-0 in favor of the 11th ranked Malik Asford against Dorian Hoffman, the freshman of Lucerne, Pennsylvania, Wyoming Valley High School. Hoffman rolls to his left. And now Asford trying to roll him over into a pinning situation. Hoffman, trying to keep his chin down on the mat to prevent himself from getting rolled over. And he does a good job of that so far. Asford takes him back down. But Hoffman stands up. And
he's got to keep fighting hands here.
He's got to break free of the grip, and he cannot, as the first period comes to a close with Malik Asford leading it 3-0. So Green won the toss and deferred. That was Hoffman who won the toss and deferred choice to the third period. Asford then looked to the bench and said, "Hey, Coach, what do you want me to do?" And we will see what the ultimate choice is. And Asford will take bottom position to start this second period.
Dorian does a good job there breaking him down flat, using that knee block to continue to extend that leg.
Good positioning by Hoffman. He's trying to roll Asford over. Asford doing a good job to stay off his back right now, and actually he could have Hoffman in a pinning scenario here.
Ashford did a good job just getting his hips outside of the pocket there, if that makes, for lack of better words. And that's what allowed him to really rotate and get to this position here.
Anybody who understands combat sports understands the reference, so don't worry about that. As we're trying to use his leg leverage to help flip Hoffman. Hasn't done so yet. Hoffman doing a good job again to sprawl out, and actually he has control of Asfor's right leg, which is preventing Asfor from doing much of the way of flipping. Hoffman hanging tough with the number 11 ranked wrestler in the country. Official.
See, something good there, or not good but interesting, is that Dorian never lost position on top. So the whole time that ride time was chipping away. You hear Coach Gibbs over there yelling at him, just keep the pedal to the metal and just keep going.
It's a good guy to listen to. He knows what he's talking about. Has a lot of success here at Baldwin Wallace. A lot of OAC championships on the wall. As we're trying to roll through, and Hoffman hanging on for dear life. His left leg is in the grip of Asfor. But still, Hoffman not giving up position yet. And he has chipped away at that riding time, as you said. Now Hoffman trying to take the back of Asfor.
He's got to be careful here to get his hips back up. He's going to put himself in some trouble.
Hoffman's left shoulder is down. And that will bring the second period to an end. It's 3-0 in favor of Malik Asfor. We'll start in neutral position.
Dorian won bottom, but you see Coach Gibbs there telling him to go neutral, and I like that choice. You know, you just put a heck of a ride on top. Just get out there, keep the pedal down, and find a way to create your own offense and go score. Even this matchup.
Hoffman sprawls out of a takedown attempt from Asfor. Now has an underhook on the left arm. Asfor trying to stand back up. Hoffman trying to make him wear his weight a little bit. And it will break free. And Hoffman will go on the attack once more. Hoffman grabs the left leg as Asfor goes high. He goes low. Hoffman still holding on to that left leg. Asfor spins to his right, grabs Hoffman's right leg. But now Hoffman, he could have something here. If he could roll over Asfor, he would have had him in a pinning situation.
Potentially dangerous comes out. You got to watch that knee there. Great opportunity for Hoffman here. Let's see if he continues to get back to that leg.
44 seconds left in the third period. Do or die time for Hoffman. He goes in for a shoot. And a good sprawl by Asfor. And now a 3-point takedown awarded to Malik Asfor. He'll take a 6-0 lead in this opening match between the Delaware Valley Aggies and Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. This will be a decision victory for Malik Asfor. He earns the 6-0 decision over Dorian Hoffman, the freshman for the Yellow Jackets. Tough match overall, just good competition, trying to gain position.
And what a way to start this duel. Just a lot of fun scrambles, a lot of fun movement.
You see Malik Asfor, he walks off the mat, and he was shaking his head. He is frustrated with that victory. He felt like he left some opportunities there on the mat. He actually threw his headgear down into the bench. Now he's being ushered into the locker room. Now the match that we've been waiting for, we're going to get it pretty quick. Number 3, Jacob Blair. Number 2, Jaden Hinton.
This is going to be fun.
2 of the top 3 in the 133-pound weight class. You have Jaden Hinton, the reigning national runner-up for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. He feigns a shoot. He goes on to defensive. Blair now tries to shoot in and goes for head control.
It's not very often you get to see these quality matchups this early in a dual season, but it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, this will show
Big
you early.
leg.
Good shoot by Hinton. Goes for the double leg. And the official did not award any points. That was a pretty explosive move, though, by Hinton. Now he goes for another move. He basically does a cartwheel, holds on to their right leg. Jaden Hinton firing off early with the takedown attempts.
And you see it just right there. He's more than just a good wrestler. He's just one heck of an athlete.
His athleticism and explosiveness is at another level. He's very deliberate and patient. At one point, being awarded to Hinton for an infraction on Blair. And now Coach Andrew Taylor would like to have a chat about that. He's not happy. He's not getting much of a response either. An illegal hold.
We already talked about the athleticism from Hinton, but Blair with the insane response time, too. Just being able to keep those points off the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Hinton shoots in and then scrambles back. And Blair defends it. Hinton shakes loose, drops to a knee, checks out his angles. Good battle here between Blair and Hinton early. Hinton steps out with the left foot but stays inbounds with the right and continues to go. Blair trying to get an underhook, and Hinton trying to prevent him from getting points. He sprawls as Blair has his right leg. Now Hinton takes the right ankle of Blair. Hinton circling to his right, trying to pop his leg free. And a stalemate is called. They'll head back to the middle of the mat and regroup.
And like I've been saying the whole time, these are just the matches you love to see. It's still the first period, but we've had plenty of attacks and very little points scored, so that's how you know it's just a fun match.
2 minutes and 30 seconds into this match. Just 1 point awarded to Jaden Hinton so far. Ankle pick right there by Blair, snagging the left ankle of Jaden Hinton.
Jaden Hinton does a great job getting his hips back there.
Does a good job to push Blair's face into the mat. Now trying to roll him over into a pinning combination. Unable to do so, and Blair will stand back up.
And that's a really sneaky move there. I'm a big fan of using it myself. That front three-quarter, when a guy gets to your leg, it's just a quick way to catch a guy off guard.
So Blair will get the call, and he will go on the bottom. Hinton will be in top position as we start this second period. Hinton immediately trying to roll. And he'll throw Blair back down to the mat after Blair tried to stand up.
Good return there from Jaden Hinton. Got him right flat to his belly, and that's just where he loves to be. In complete control on top here.
Everything Jaden Hinton does on a wrestling mat has a purpose, and it's usually got some power behind it too. A 133-pounder, he just does a good job with his body position. Blair trying to roll him back over, and back points being awarded. It'll be 4 back points for the near fall awarded to Jaden Hinton.
And that's his favorite turn right there, wrestling with him in the room. He's so strong there. Stall call comes out on Jacob Blair on the bottom there because he's just not working to come up.
Hinton circling to his left. Blair trying to stand up, and again, Hinton not letting him up. And Hinton will force him out of bounds. Was that a stall warning issued to Jaden Hinton right there?
Yeah, so we're going to get it. So both guys now have a stall warning on them. What the ref is looking for there is Jaden to make a real attempt to put him back onto the mat. What the ref saw was Jaden just working him out off the edge, which is fleeing and stalling.
So Hinton trying to get left wrist control on top of Blair. Blair spending this whole period basically flat on his stomach trying to stand up with Jaden Hinton on his back. Hinton trying to get a turn. Trying to roll him over here.
Blair does a good job getting that quad pod back up to his feet.
Blair stands up, but Hinton throws him back down.
Nice return and nice follow from Jaden Hinton there.
Rolls through, both out of bounds. They both landed a little awkwardly, and you can see they're both shaking some cobwebs loose now.
And that's just another example of that athleticism from both wrestlers there. A little trouble with the clock there.
Yeah, we had to go from 11.6 seconds to 11.9. Hinton with that left leg of Blair trapped underneath him. Trying to keep him down on the mat. Now Blair trying to stand up and escape. And he will not be able to do so. Jaden Hinton with 1:58 of riding time. Leads at 5-0. Heading into the third. Hinton will start in a bottom position. And it looks like Blair is going to let him stand up, and they'll award 1 point to Jaden Hinton. He now has a 6-0 lead.
And I agree with that decision from Jacob Blair there. When riding a guy out, especially when they're as good as Jacob Hinton is and as good as Jacob Blair is on top, it's going to be really rare to find those turns. So I think it's a good decision to come back up to your feet and look to score a couple of times.
Yeah, absolutely. This offers you an opportunity at a potential takedown, and then it'll get you in a good position for maybe some riding time as we deal with a scoreboard malfunction. And Coach Andrew Taylor walks over to the scorer's table and said, hey, let's get it going here. This isn't exactly how you want to see number 2 versus number 3 in the country play out.
Both the Delaware Valley coach and wrestler feeling pretty frustrated by this clock issue.
I mean, absolutely. It's already frustrating in the fact that you're behind 5-0, should be 6-0 once the scoreboard situation is worked out, but the official is at the scorer's table trying to settle it with the clock operator. And we saw some tech issues in the men's, or rather the women's match. Now we're seeing it in the men's match. It's down to 2 minutes in this match as we get set to start the third period. It's 6-0 in favor of Jaden Hinton. Jacob Blair on the shoot attempt. Gets blocked initially.
And if you're Coach Gibbs here, you're wanting to see Jaden Hinton just keep going after it and start looking for those bonus points here. He's one takedown short of getting into that major range, that major decision range, and if he can get that, that's a big deal.
Jaden Hinton gets a
big shot there.
Big shot. Swept Blair's legs out, but Blair stands back up. No points awarded for a takedown because Hinton couldn't follow up and hold him down.
And
now Blair goes for a trip. Go ahead.
And that's a fantastic re-attack from Blair there. Getting out, just being able to correct your hips that quick is really impressive, and even being able to find a leg.
Well, both wrestlers go out of the circle. They'll be taken back to the center of the mat with 1:17 left to go here in the third period. Hinton drops to a knee and is getting pushed by his head by Jacob Blair. Blair trying to set up a shoot for a takedown. Hinton doing a good job defensively. Hinton had a front face lock very briefly, and then Blair shook out of it.
What you want to see from Blair here is just creating his own shots, really moving Jaden Hinton into his own positions, into where he wants him to create those shots.
Hinton doing a great job with his body position so far, though, really preventing that. Blair disengaged, looked into the crowd and at the BW bench, and then looked back at Hinton.
Blair's pretty frustrated here. He's been shut down almost this entire match. He's had a couple of really nice re-attacks, but as far as just creating his own offense, there's been next to nothing.
Yeah, 17 seconds left in this third period. Hinton goes for a shot and has control of Blair's right leg, with Blair wrapping around him, and now Hinton trying to roll him back over, and Jaden Hinton will get the victory. The number 2 ranked wrestler in the country takes down the number 3 ranked wrestler by a 6-0 decision. Jaden Hinton gets the victory, a well-earned victory for the senior from Glassboro, New Jersey.
And that's just one heck of a way to kick off the season for Jaden Hinton there.
Yeah, it really sends a message that he's here to stay at the top of the standings. Number 20, Ryan Arndt, will take the mat for the Aggies. He'll be competing against Robbie Palmieri at 141 pounds.
And Rob's a returning regional placer from last year, so he's looking to really make a name for himself.
Trying to take that next step here for the Yellow Jackets.
Send the message early.
Collar and elbow tie up. Arndt goes for the shoot on the right leg.
Ankle pass from Rob.
Palmieri did a great job to spin through it, and they get awarded the 3-point takedown as he took Arndt's back. We'll see what Palmieri can do in this position here. Arndt trying to stand up. Palmieri on that left leg. Now throws Arndt back to the mat, drops him down to a knee. Arndt will get a 1-point escape. Arndt shakes off, or rather Palmieri shakes off Arndt's attack. Now both men drop to a knee, and they'll stand up with Palmieri trying to get an underhook. Arndt trying to get lower, get leverage. Goes after a leg. Palmieri does a great job to sprawl and get a underhook on the right arm of Arndt. Palmieri doing a good job to just drop his hips, drop all of his weight down, and force Arndt to wear that weight.
And that's tiring his back out. That is not a fun position to have to sit in for long periods of time.
And that's where the mental aspect of the sport comes into play. Even though you're tired, you're hurt, you've been wearing your opponent's body weight, you've got to find a way. Palmieri with goes for a takedown attempt, and he'll be awarded a 3-point takedown as a good leg sweep sent Arndt to the mat. Palmieri keeping his left foot in the circle, so we will wrestle on. 47 seconds left to go in the first period. It's 6-1 in favor of Robbie Palmieri. And now both officials step out, or rather both combatants step out. Arndt will go to the bottom. Palmieri will be on top. Palmieri trying to sweep out that left leg once again. Did a good job to fan it out. Arndt with the 1-point escape. Makes it 6-2, but the Yellow Jackets, Robbie Palmieri, still in front by 4 points. Another sprawl by Palmieri, driving Arndt's face into the mat, but now a 3-point takedown is awarded to Ryan Arndt. He stuck with it, pursued it through the sprawl attempt, and got the takedown. And that will bring the first period to an end, with Robbie Palmieri holding a 6-5 edge over the 20th ranked Ryan Arndt.
Now, if you're Arndt going into this second period, what do you think he really needs to continue to do to
I think what he did at the end of the first period, I think he was just off to a slow start. I think he needs to continue attacking the legs of Palmieri and fight through the initial sprawl attempt. That's what led to the 3-point takedown, and he's going to need to do that again if he wants to win against Robbie Palmieri, who, like you said, is a regional placer trying to prove something. Palmieri throws Arndt to his left, and now Arndt with a 1-point escape to even the match at 6 here in the second period. Palmieri with a sprawl again. Arndt grabs the left leg. This is how he got the 3-point takedown the last time.
Rob's got to watch his back
Palmieri's
here.
watching his back because he is very near a pin situation. Arndt trying to wrap up Palmieri up top with the legs.
So for those who don't know, even in a neutral position, if your back is exposed for that 3 count, you're going to give up the takedown and back points in collegiate wrestling.
Palmieri doing a good job with the ankle pick on the left leg of Arndt.
This is a really, really good low-level scramble here from both wrestlers, just refusing to give in.
And they are both fighting for position, trying to gain an advantage. And credit the defensive skills of both men. As Palmieri trying to stand up. And if he can roll Arndt over, he can have him here.
What Rob's looking to do is really clear the hands off his feet and turn his hips to face him, just like he is right there.
There you go. There's the hips. Squaring
up
now Arndt.
If he can get his own foot loose, that's a 3-point takedown.
And there you go. There's the 3-point takedown against Ryan Arndt for Robbie Palmieri.
That's a really nice scramble there. That took about a minute off the clock pretty quick.
Both wrestlers go out of the circle, so we'll head back to the center of the mat with Arndt down and Palmieri on top. That scramble did take a long time. That expends a lot of energy on both sides, but credit both men for hanging tough. 13 seconds left in this second period.
And with that last takedown, Robbie Palmieri goes up over a minute of ride time, so he is currently in position to get that extra point at the end of the match, making the score, if it stands as is, the score is effectively 10-6.
Palmieri threw Arndt down late in the second period to prevent Arndt from getting an escape, and it'll stay a 9-6 advantage for Robbie Palmieri. Palmieri will be in down position.
And this is where we're going to see that scramble in the second period really come to take effect, is who's going to have the gas tank and the drive to go finish the job in this third period.
Arndt in a seated position trying to roll over Palmieri. Palmieri flattens out. Now tries to stand up. Arndt doing a good job on his back to hold position. Palmieri stands up, breaks free, and gets the 1-point escape. He's up 10-6 now. Over Ryan Arndt. Palmieri drops to a knee, looking for an angle of attack. Now Arndt shoots in, grabs Palmieri by the right leg, trying to get a takedown.
And this is the same thing we saw with Jaden Hinton in that 133 matchup just a few minutes ago. Is Rob's going to start looking for another takedown in the ride out to start finding that
3 points
bonus point
awarded to Arndt on a takedown. He lets Palmieri up. Palmieri up by an 11-9 count.
Well, that just changes it, doesn't it?
36 seconds left to go. Palmieri circles to his right, now circles back left. Gets back in the circle, goes for Arndt's right leg, puts him on the seat of his pants, trying to roll through. That was a great attack by Palmieri.
Really nice shot. I just don't think Arndt was ready for it.
No, he looked like he was caught off guard. Now Arndt trying to fight his way off.
And Rob wants to re-hook that bottom leg just to keep those hips under control of Arndt.
And Robbie Palmieri is going to get a heck of a decision victory here as he beats the 20th ranked Ryan Arndt by an 11-9 count.
That's a massive win for Rob there. Just start the season off with a ranked win.
And that gives the Yellow Jackets a 6-3 advantage in the team score. That's a heck of a victory right there for the Yellow Jackets.
That's going to fuel these guys up to just keep wrestling hard.
Now on the mat at 149 pounds will be Charlie Robson, a freshman from Bensalem, Pennsylvania, against Manny Skordos from Brecksville Broadview Heights High School. Skordos pushing forward early. Robson doing a good job. Not to give up control yet. Now Skordos goes in for a shoot, grabs the right leg of Robson. Robson doing a good job to tie up Skordos from the bottom, from the seat of his pants. Now he's rolling over Skordos. Skordos with a bridge and gets back.
See, Robson's got to watch his own back when he starts rolling like that.
Gets back into a more an attack position to Skordos. Skordos still with control of that right leg. And he puts Robson on his back again. Like you said, though, Robson's got to watch it. A three-point takedown awarded to Skordos, but Robson was almost pulling back so far, he was almost risking putting himself in a pinning position, trying to be a defensive wrestler.
And that right there is something we're taught as little kids when we first start wrestling, is when you get a guy low and you sit him on the seat of his pants, just continue to climb up and get to the hips and secure that takedown.
So Robson will get the 1-point escape. It's a 3-1. Skordos leading for the Yellow Jackets. As a team, they lead at 6-3 after back-to-back decision victories over nationally ranked wrestlers from number 2 ranked Jaden Hinton and 141-pounder Robbie Palmieri. Robson goes for a takedown attempt and a good sprawl by Skordos.
Robson's really trying to take advantage of his over ties there. You see Manny going right to that collar tie, and Robson's coming right over the top of it with an over tie.
Yeah, good block again by Skordos.
We're back again in this front headlock position that you've seen in both the women's and men's wrestling duels.
Robson, I would say, is probably trying to control the pace a little bit and doing a little bit better job, but Skordos controlling the action just with good body positioning. 2.5 minutes into this first period. Skordos with a 3-1 lead. Robson again feigns a shoot.
I 100% agree. Robson's definitely in more of a defensive position, but I think he's just trying to wear Skordos out here a little bit.
Robson bats away Skordos' left arm. A little lock up once again in the final seconds, and we'll go to the second period with Skordos leading at 3-1. Robson deferred to Skordos. Skordos will start in the down position.
We got a pretty good little group of fans filling in this.
Yeah, we've got a nice crowd here to watch this dual match. You can see a couple of wrestling teams and especially one from right up the road at Berea Mid-Park High, came to watch the action tonight. Filling up basically one side of the Ursprung Gymnasium seats. It's good to see. When you have a nationally ranked team like the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets have, it's nice to have the support of the fans, and they definitely have that here.
That's something that's just so special about Baldwin Wallace in general, is that the sport teams all support each other, right? Like I can see men's lacrosse up there in the stands supporting wrestling at the moment.
Game recognizes game, right?
100%.
You recognize the sacrifices made by your fellow athletes, and as Skordos tries to get the escape, Robson still locking his hands around Skordos' waist. Skordos just needs to pull his left leg through, and both wrestlers out of the circle, so we'll head back to the center of the mat. But the one thing that everybody can appreciate just about wrestlers in and of itself is just their mental and physical toughness. Obviously, the physicality is one part of it, but having to maintain your body weight as well as you do and to stay in the kind of shape that you need to be a star competitor for a nationally ranked team like Baldwin Wallace has, I mean, that's just an appreciation on a different level. Skordos tried to stand up. Now Robson trying to roll him over on his back. Robson on the back of Skordos. We're over a minute of riding time awarded to Robson so far. Now Skordos has his left arm bent in kind of a chicken wing situation with Robson trying to yank on him to roll him over.
And that's something the ref did a really good job watching there. It's just that overextension of the shoulder, making sure nobody gets hurt here.
19.9 seconds left to go here in the second period. Skordos quickly tries to stand up. He can break free of the grip of Robson, and he can't. He would have scored a 1-point takedown. Skordos now trying to control the right wrist of Robson. Pop his hips loose. Unable to do so. That'll bring the second period to an end, with the Yellow Jacket junior leading by a 3-1 count.
And he's going to be looking for a pretty good ride here, trying to get that ride time back under a minute.
It's currently at 1 minute and 35 seconds. Robson trying to stand up so far. Skordos able to keep him down. He'll lift him above his head and then put him back down on the mat.
And that just speaks to the power and the attrition of just some of these wrestlers. Being able to pick a guy up your own weight 6 minutes into a match it's not an easy thing to do.
No, not at all. But Skordos made it look pretty easy right there.
149 looking like it's just on a 125-pounder.
Robson trying to stand up and escape, and he will. 1 point awarded to Charlie Robson.
And that's exactly what Skordos was looking for there. He got that ride time back under a minute. So he's just going to look to keep the pressure forward and find a way to score here. Delaware Valley a little confused on the stall call there.
We'll go back to neutral position. Under a minute to go here in the third period. Manny Skordos for the Yellow Jackets against Charlie Robson for Delaware Valley. Skordos ahead on the scoreboard, 3-2. Robson trying for a late takedown attempt. Good front face lock by Skordos. Now Skordos goes for the right leg.
Nice
He's
leg
got him
here.
Up in the air. And then Robson did a good job to roll over to his backside and grab Skordos' left leg.
Robson did a really nice job stopping that initial shot.
Skordos holding on to that right ankle, rolls back over.
He's got to be careful to watch his back here, looking for dangers.
Robson trying to roll him over. Skordos doing a good job.
Now if you're Robson there,
And that will bring this match to a close. The 3-2 decision for Skordos.
Another fun match.
The Yellow Jackets now taking 9-3 advantage in the team competition.
Here he comes, the big bad man of BW, two-time national champion Michael Petrella.
Number 11 ranked Adam Coleman at 157 pounds takes on the back-to-back 149-pound national champion Michael Petrella. Coleman circles to his left. Petrella goes for a shoot, and both wrestlers are out of the circle. We'll go back to the center of the mat. Coleman goes for a shoot quickly. Petrella forces him back up in a standing position. Petrella may have gotten poked in the eye there. Looked like he clutched at his right eye and shook it off for a split second. Coleman trying to get a front face lock. Petrella shakes him off and shakes free quickly as Coleman tried to hook that left leg. Coleman trying to force Petrella down face first into the mat and then try to spin at him. And it's a roll through by both athletes. Delaware Valley thought that Coleman earned a 3-point takedown. The officials said no dice. And Coach Andrew Taylor would like a word with the official.
I don't know there. There's been a lot of rule changes here recently regarding reaction time. But I think that's just a fun scramble there.
I mean, it was definitely a good scramble, and now a lengthy delay as Taylor tried to plead his case.
And he said something that ref did not like very much.
Yeah, and I think that resulted in a warning for Taylor. So Petrella versus Coleman. We'll commence. We're at the midway point of this first period. Petrella scrambles. It's on Coleman's back, trying to roll him over. Now trying to free his right leg as Coleman traps his right ankle. And both wrestlers end up out of bounds. It's probably good for Coleman because his shoulders are going to be on the mat. And we'll go back to the center of the mat to restart this first period.
Coleman just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He's produced a lot of really just solid attacks here. If he keeps this pace up, he's bound to find a score somewhere.
Yeah, he's doing a good job to be the aggressive wrestler. He's definitely forcing the tempo and forcing the pace of the match.
And as we say that, Mike turns on the gas just a little bit and starts moving Coleman around pretty tough.
Yeah, I'm not going to underestimate a two-time defending national champion. I know better than that. Michael Petrella goes for the right leg.
You can never doubt him.
Locks his arms around it, now trying to take Coleman down by the ankle. Coleman trying to hop his way out of it. Now trying to jump his way out of it. And Petrella will send him down to the mat for a 3-point takedown. In the last 30 seconds of this first period, Petrella secures the 3-point takedown. Now trying to take the shoulders and flatten out Coleman. He'll do just that. And that'll bring us to the end of the first period with Michael Petrella leading on the scoreboard by a 3-0 count. Petrella will start in bottom position. Coleman will start on top. Coleman had the choice, and he deferred. And Petrella tried to defer, and the referee said, you can't really do that because he deferred it to you. So you've got to make a decision. And Petrella started down, now trying to get a one-point escape, and he'll do just that. He's up 4-0 on the scoreboard now.
Coleman's clearly confident on his feet here, just getting to his attacks because he did not try to ride Michael Petrella out very hard.
And you can see why. Coleman's had some explosive shoots that nearly resulted in takedowns, and he's really battling Petrella hard, and he'll be awarded a 3-point takedown against Michael Petrella. And that'll tighten things up quite a bit now as it's 4-3, Petrella in front with Coleman in top position. He will let Petrella escape. Petrella now with a 5-3 advantage. Coleman really rangy at this weight class. If he's not over 6 feet, he's very near 6 feet tall. Just a lot of range, a lot of reach. Petrella trying to roll through. Kept the shoulders off the mat and then got a 3-point takedown.
Funky wrestler. Just continues to move through all positions, and that's how he found that one.
Petrella sitting on the back of Coleman.
He has that hammer ride.
Position. Now he's trying to roll over Coleman into a pin. Coleman trying to keep his shoulders off the mat. He will. And another 3 points awarded to Michael Petrella. He's up 11-3 in the final 25 seconds of this second period. And both wrestlers are out of the circle. And we'll head back to the center of the mat.
And you've seen it a lot more through the second period. Mike's really starting to hit the gas. He's starting to wear on Coleman.
Absolutely. Petrella, for as much as he was very tactical for much of really the first period, he's really done a good job to step up the attack game here in the second period and really push the pace. Petrella.
And if I've done my math right, he's already in major range. Let's see if he can score some more bonus points for the Jackets.
Petrella rolled over Coleman. Now trying to roll him over his left shoulder, unable to do so. Right, you said major decision territory already with an 8-point lead as Petrella leads it 11-3. Coleman elects to choose neutral position as we head to the final 2 minutes of the match. Petrella controlling Coleman's pursuit. Now goes in for a shoot on the left leg. Nearly had a fireman's carry into a takedown. Now he will be awarded another 3 points, and he'll let Coleman up.
Mike's so big and he knows it. He's looking to just really put a hurt on him and just keep scoring.
It's already a 10-point differential on the scoreboard. Petrella whips around and goes for that right leg and puts Coleman down for another 3-point takedown. He's up 17-4 now, 17-5 as he lets Coleman up.
One more takedown and that should be the tech fall.
Petrella goes for that left leg, trying to roll Coleman
over,
like and there you go. That's another 3-point takedown. And it's 20-5 for Michael Petrella, and that is a tech fall coming at 58 seconds of the third period. Gives the Yellow Jackets now a 14-3 edge in the team score. With Andrew Supers at 165 pounds, the 7th ranked wrestler in the country, taking on Ernazar Bakov.
And that's one heck of a name.
You don't get much different in terms of easy versus challenging, but Bakov working against supers here at 165 pounds. Super spinning to his right, trying to gain leverage. Good hand fight in the first 30 seconds of this first period.
And Andrew Supers had an excellent freshman year last year, being a freshman national qualifier at 165.
Supers controlled by Bakov on the shoot attempt, and now we're back to the center of the mat. As you said, Supers really making his presence known in his first year with the Yellow Jackets. Anytime you can make it to a national tournament, you've done something well. Doing it as a freshman, that's a whole different ball game. That tells you that this young man, if he continues to improve on that trajectory, he's got a really nice future in brown and gold. Both wrestlers out of the circle. They'll go back to the middle.
But Ursprung holding just really solid position, not really allowing Andrew Supers to move him.
Now, so far, good battle for control in this matchup. Bakov goes for a takedown attempt. Supers rolls him over and is awarded a three-point takedown. Supers nearing 30 seconds of riding time, and he'll get that mark.
He's doing a really good job on top of you with that cross wrist ride. He's going to start looking for the tilt here, taking him over the cheap side.
He's trying to roll him over his right shoulder into a potential pinning situation. Not there yet, as Bakov is doing a great job to scramble and keep himself in this position. Over a minute now of riding time for Supers. Four seconds left in this first period, and it'll be Supers who has a 3-0 lead as we get set for the second period. Bakov defers, and it'll be up to Andrew Supers, and he'll start on bottom position. Supers with a reversal gets 2 points.
And that's Supers' bread and butter there. He loves hitting that switch from the bottom position.
And he made it look easy, too. And I know it wasn't, but that's how fluid he is on the mat. He makes even the most difficult things look very easy. Bakov trying to stand up. Supers continuing to ride him back down into the mat. Now Bakov trying to spin to his right, and they get an escape, and Supers puts him right back down on the mat. It's like watching human chess with Andrew Supers trying to play counterpoint to Bakov's points. And again, we're in a standing position, but Supers still with control.
In this quad paw position, it's crucial for the top man just to keep weight on the hands and keep bumping the guy forwards.
And that's exactly what Andrew Supers has done. Now he's going to try to roll Bakov onto his shoulders. Bakov will roll back to his stomach and stay off the mat out of the pinning combination. And now Supers has him rolling again.
He's trying to work that tight waist tilt there. Just not getting. He's close, just not enough rotation.
As you look at that riding time, and it continues to mount, as it's going to be near 3 minutes by the end of this second period. It will be at 2:57 with Supers leading at 5-0 here as we head into the third period. And we'll start in neutral position.
Ride time officially locked up for Andrew Supers.
And Supers goes for the left leg of Bakov. And he'll get another three-point takedown. Now he's trying to roll Bakov over. He's got him going. Good body control by Supers. Bakov not giving in yet. Good fight right here, right in front of us. As Supers tries to roll him over to finish the match.
He's going to look to turk that leg up and just put him flat on his back.
It is close. Bakov fighting for all that he's worth. Supers putting all that weight on that right shoulder, trying to roll him over. And it's not there yet, but it is very close.
The refs are watching this back knee of Supers.
Still nothing. Bakov trying to roll over and momentarily was on his back, then sprung back over to his stomach. And 4 points awarded for the near fall. Supers will let him up for a 1 point escape.
Supers is looking to go get one final takedown, just really close this match out.
Attempt. And it'll bring this match to an end. It's a 12-1 major decision for Andrew Supers. That gives the Yellow Jackets an 18-3 lead in the team competition. After Supers gets a 12-1 major decision at 174 pounds for Delaware Valley, it'll be Luke Moore, and he'll be going up against the number 12 ranked wrestler in the country, Carter Lloyd, a senior out of Brecksville Broadview Heights High School. Moore pushing the pace early. Lloyd doing a good job to prevent him from getting hand control. Lloyd goes for that right leg, secures it. Now grabs him by the right ankle, trying to turn him over. And he'll get the 3 points on the takedown. This is relentless pursuit right there by Carter Lloyd. One point awarded to Moore on the escape. So it's 3-1 in favor of Carter Lloyd. Lloyd goes in for a shoot. Good job by Moore to back him out and then force him out of the circle. So we'll go back to a neutral position.
And this is something you see as the weights continue to go up from match to match. Is you're just going to start seeing more stout hand fighting, just really, really heavy hands to set up those shots. Where the lightweights like to use more foot motion and get in the corners, you're going to see those, once you start getting into those middleweights and heavier weights, there's going to get a lot stronger and a lot more hand fighting.
The official calls a stop to the action momentarily to check on Carter Lloyd. Not sure if there was an inadvertent eye poke or a shift of his headgear, but he's back at it against Luke Moore, the junior out of Hindman, Pennsylvania, and Chestnut Ridge High School. Good shoot by Moore to grab the left leg, but Lloyd did a good job to circle out. Now grab Moore's left leg and take him down for 3 points to give himself a 6-1 advantage.
And that's really good continuous wrestling from Carter Lloyd there. He was in a bad spot off that really nice shot from Moore. Just continued to circle and continued to wrestle to his own attack.
Both wrestlers forced out of the circle, so we'll return to the center of the mat. Moore will be in bottom position. Lloyd out top. Lloyd rolls over. Moore now takes his back once more, continuing to rack up the riding time. And Lloyd flattens out Moore once more as the first period comes to a close. 1 minute, 2 seconds of riding time for Carter Lloyd. Lloyd will start in bottom position here in the second period. He was given the choice and elected to start down. Stall warning call against Lloyd. Move the time back to 2 minutes into the second period. So after a brief conference with the scorers table, we're back underway. And it's Lloyd trying to force his right foot out, and both wrestlers out of the circle. So we will head back to the center of the mat with Lloyd still in bottom position. Lloyd looking like he could slip out the back door here, but Moore did a good job to adjust and then throw him back down to the mat thunderously. That was definitive. No doubt about it. Now Lloyd stands up, gets the 1 point escape. Coach Andrew Taylor telling Moore, hey, keep up the pressure. You're down 7-1 on the scoreboard right now with 1:22 to go here in the second period.
And that mat return got Coach Taylor fired right back up. He was starting to sit down a little bit, probably a little disheartened in the performance of some of his wrestlers. But Luke Moore coming out here and really putting on a really good performance, even though the scoreboard isn't in his favor at the moment.
It looks a little bit better than it did a second ago, as Lloyd looked like he was going to go in for a takedown and then Moore at the last second switched positions, gained the advantage, and got the 3 points for the takedown. Lloyd trying to stand up once again, trying to pop his hips loose. He'll do that on the escape. Make it an 8-4 advantage over Moore. Lloyd with good head control, but Moore doing a good job to control the left arm. And now a 3-point takedown once more awarded to Carter Lloyd.
And Lloyd doing a really solid job just controlling wrists on top and keeping pressure.
Absolutely, he's doing a good job, and he's building up that riding time once more. That's at 55 seconds. Could be at a minute. Things go well for him over the final 11.5 seconds of this second period.
Starting to see a theme on top from some of these BW wrestlers and their skills there.
There's plenty of skill on display for the Yellow Jackets, as it's a 1-point escape for Luke Moore. And that will bring the second period to a close with Carter Lloyd leading at 11-5. Luke Moore will take bottom position. Carter Lloyd with a chance to build on that riding time. Moore stands up and then gets ridden back down to the mat by Carter Lloyd. 12th ranked Carter Lloyd. And both wrestlers out of the circle. So we'll head back to the center of the mat.
When it gets this late into the match, it just turns into who's willing to do it one more time. Is Carter Lloyd going to be willing to return him just one more time? Or is Luke Moore going to be willing to just stand up one more time and get out?
Lloyd with one more return to the mat. And he will have riding time advantage in his favor. So 150 right now with 1:10 left to go here in the third period. Both wrestlers out of the circle once more, and we'll head back to the center of the mat with Luke Moore down and Carter Lloyd looking to the Yellow Jacket bench, and he's going to award Luke Moore a point on the neutral stand-up.
Coach Gibbs wants him to go get that major. That's what he's looking for. And that's something you love about this BW coaching staff is they're just aggressive. They want to score as many points as possible. They just want to see their wrestler keep competing and keep scoring.
Lloyd needs a 3-point takedown to secure a potential major decision. And he is fighting hard for it. Moore fighting hard to not give it up. And good battle ensues as they will both stay in. And now Lloyd with the takedown gets the 3-point takedown. He's now up 14-6 on the scoreboard, under 30 seconds to go. Over 2 minutes of riding time for Carter Lloyd. And Lloyd, or rather Moore, will sneak out and will be in neutral position with 18.4 seconds left. It's 14-7 in favor of Carter Lloyd. He goes for that right leg of Luke Moore.
And that right there is Baldwin Wallace Wrestling. He's up. He's already got the major, but he just continues to look for that takedown.
2 minutes and 6 seconds of riding time. He's awarded one more point, and he does get the major by a 15-7 count. It gives the Yellow Jackets another 4 points on the board. They lead it 22-3. Now we move on to the 184-pound weight class. For Delaware Valley, it'll be Braden Castillo, the junior out of Cape May, New Jersey, and Lower Cape Regional High School, going up against Remington Bauer, the junior from Norwalk, Ohio, and the Milan Edison alumni. Former Charger with a sprawl and a block of a takedown attempt by Castillo. Good shake loose by Castillo, and he shot in, and it was stuffed, and then he's trying to stuff one right back from Bauer, and he will do that as both competitors go out of the circle. So we'll head back to the center of the mat. Almost a minute gone here in the first period. No points yet for either competitor. Good shoot from Bauer. Gets to the left leg of Castillo in his grip. Trying to roll him over to get the takedown. Bauer unable to as of yet. He's close. Pulls Castillo in tight. Trying to sweep that right leg with the right hand. And he will. He'll get the takedown. Good pursuit right there by Remington Bauer as the action goes outside of the circle. Outstanding stick-to-itiveness right there by Bauer.
That's a fun word, stick-to-itiveness.
There's a few in the broadcaster lexicon that are pretty fun. There's also the major ones that you have to avoid at all costs or you will get in some serious trouble. Bauer in top position, building up on that riding time. It's up over 20 seconds now with 1:20 to go here in the first period. Baldwin Wallace with a 22-3 advantage in the team score. And Bauer with a 3-0 lead over Castillo in this first period.
And yet again, we see the BW wrestler just being really, really tough on top.
Tough and aggressive, I think, are two traits that really signify what this program's all about. Bauer with good wrist control on the right arm, trying to roll Castillo onto his back. And it'll be close as the action goes outside of the circle. They'll quickly circle back in, and action will continue. Bauer once again continuing to try and turn Castillo. Castillo's headgear has come down over his face. And it's rubbing into the mat as Bauer rides him out of the circle, trying to gain position. And that will bring the first period to an end with Remington Bauer holding a 3-0 advantage on the board. And he's got 1:40 of riding time to his credit. Bauer will start in bottom position. Castillo on top. Reset on the clock, and we are ready to go. Bauer trying to stand up And he'll break free from Castillo's grip. Gets another point on the escape. Leads it 4-0 here in the second period. Castillo circling to his right, trying to look for a position to shoot. And instead it's Bauer who goes for the right leg of Castillo and traps it. And he'll be awarded another 3 points on the takedown.
Castillo's not doing much of anything in this match so far. He's got to find a way to do something here. The ref's going to start hitting him with stalling.
Not a lot of offense to speak of from Castillo working against Bauer. Bauer's going to let him stand up. Give him 1 point escape, go to neutral position. Bauer feigns a couple shoots. Before he rides Castillo down into the mat very briefly. Castillo stands back up. Now again, a shoot at the left leg from Bauer. And he'll get another 3 points awarded to him on the takedown.
And that stall warning does come from the referee, and I 100% agree with it. Castillo's had his butt to the edge the entire match. That's his first offensive motion.
And it's stuffed and now turned into another 3 point takedown from Bauer. He lets Castillo stand up again for another 1 point escape. He's 3 times that he's let Castillo up.
He's not scared. He just wants to go get him.
And he just did it again. He went for it and got another takedown.
And he's going to do it again.
And he'll let him back up. And Bauer feigns a shot, then stuffs one from Castillo, and then secures another 3 point takedown. And that's a that's a technical fall, as Bauer will take it by a 19-4 technical fall count to give the Yellow Jackets a 27-3 edge in the team score.
And that's exactly something we were just talking about, right? We said toughness and aggression, and that was everything about it. He just was relentless, continued to move forward and continued to score.
Now at 197 pounds will be Aiden Murray, a freshman out of Holly, Pennsylvania, taking on Joey Petrella, a senior from Reynoldsburg, Ohio. And we see that aggression come out as Joey Petrella will back down Murray out of bounds.
And that's something you're going to see a lot of out of Joey, is he's just going to be aggressive. He's going to put hands on you. He's going to move you, and you're going to feel it tomorrow morning.
I was going to say, he's going to put hands on you, and you're going to feel it, and it might be tough to stop, too, as Petrella circled to his right and scrambled back to his left very quickly, and now both. And a stall is called against Murray. 1 point awarded to Joey Petrella. Murray drops to a knee, slaps the mat, trying to look for a takedown attempt, and now he'll be taken down as he shot in on a delay. It was stuffed by Joey Petrella, and then Petrella took his back for the takedown.
There's not a whole lot you can do when you're wrestling somebody as strong as Joey. He's just tough, and you're going to feel it.
And Murray's in a bad way here. Petrella trying to roll him over into a pin. Murray avoided it, but 4 back points will be awarded to Joey Petrella. Now Murray on a 1 point escape. Slaps away Joey Petrella's right arm. Joey Petrella once again for another sweet move for a takedown, a duck under to take the back of Aiden Murray and flatten him out.
Now he's moving like his little brother Michael, huh?
Murray getting rolled up. His right shoulder is the only thing off the mat right now. Petrella with back position gets another 4 points for the near fall, and it's 15-1. 1 point escape for Murray. 15-2. Like you said, he's showing that quickness like Michael. Joey circles to his left, being very patient. And
what happened there? Cut his finger, break his finger?
It could be a break, could be a dislocation. 3 of his 4 fingers are pointing in the right direction. The 4th is not, the pinky on Joey Petrella's right hand.
Shout out to trainer Hannah Knott for putting that back where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, it didn't look like the rest of them, and now the officials are going to check in on him, as will Jason Zastro and Jamie Gibbs. This would be a shame if this has to stop because of an injury, because Petrella is wrestling a great match. It's 15-2 on the scoreboard, 1:09 left to go in the first period.
Just heavy, heavy hands.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about 197-pounders. These guys are throwing some serious shots at each other. Petrella with good head control, and another takedown, and that will be another technical fall as Joey Petrella takes it by an 18-2 technical fall count to give the Yellow Jackets a 32-3 team lead, and that'll bring us to our final match of the evening. As at 285, it'll be Logan Flynn, the junior out of Horsham, Pennsylvania, number 21 ranked wrestler, will take on Angelo Camargo, a sophomore from just down the road in Brook Park in Cleveland, St. Ignatius High School. You talk about heavy hands, here comes some big-time heavy hands for the big heavyweights at 285. Flynn shoots in for a double leg. Good pushback by Camargo. And another shoot attempt, and now both wrestlers outside of the circle will go back to a standing position. Some more hand fighting going on. So both heavyweights try to jockey for position. Flynn pushes Camargo backwards in the left shoulder. Camargo says, I see you, and I'll back you down myself. And he does just that.
It's like watching two brick walls fight each other.
Good attempt by Flynn. Better stuff by Camargo. You said the immovable force or irresistible force versus the immovable object. Who wins?
Good shot defense from Angelo Camargo.
Good hand placement, too, by Camargo. He's doing a really good job to attack the hands of Flynn and not let those hands get on him to where he is then at the will of Logan Flynn. One minute left to go here in the first period. No score. It looks like a stall warning has been issued to Camargo.
Both heavyweights doing a good job trying to fight for wrist control.
Neither one able to establish it, so that's credit to the defensive tactics that both Camargo and Flynn have.
Something gives me a feeling this is going to be a pretty low-scoring match.
Well, if any early indications are, I tend to think you're correct, my friend. 11 seconds left to go here in the first period. No score between Camargo and Flynn, the final match of the evening. Camargo trying to back down Flynn. Good hand fighting. A late pie face from Flynn. He threw his left hand right at Camargo's jaw. Camargo looked surprised and, quite frankly, looked a little angry too, by the way.
I sure would be.
I would be angry, and I wouldn't want to angry a heavyweight. Even if I was another heavyweight, I still wouldn't want to do it. Logan Flynn starts in bottom position, and he'll earn the 1 point escape. Good pressure by Camargo now. You're starting to see a little aggression. Maybe that last 2 seconds won't come up.
It's what he needed, a little pop to the jaw just to get him moving.
I think that would get anybody upset, especially if it lands. Camargo fakes the shoot, and it gets taken down himself. 3-point takedown from Logan Flynn.
See if Camargo can imitate his opponent here with the quick stand-up.
Flynn doing a good job to establish back position. Camargo trying to stand up, and that's a whole lot of weight that you'd have to carry, and he gets the escape.
That's a big guy to try and move.
In either direction, if you're on bottom trying to stand up with a guy on your shoulders, or if you're trying to hold the guy down, that's a tough, tall task. It's 4-1 in favor of Flynn. Camargo stalking the opponent, trying to look for his opportunities to shoot. Flynn keeps batting his hands away.
He's doing a good job continuing just to move forward and take position on the mat, but he's just not doing anything with it.
Camargo tries to duck his head low. Flynn goes low, and Camargo spins to his side to avoid a takedown attempt. They get locked up once again.
Those sweep singles are pretty quick for a guy as big as Logan Flynn is.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got some explosiveness to his game, that's for sure.
And that's something we continue to see as the heavyweight game continues to develop. As they're moving more.
A lot more athleticism. It's not just about being the biggest guy in the fight. Now you have to be athletic. We're seeing it in professional football too. The better paid offensive linemen are the guys that are more athletic than just the big guys that are hard to move. And Flynn will let Camargo stand up to start this third period, so he gives Camargo a second point. It's 4-2 in favor of Flynn. Flynn goes for that left leg, controls it, tries to go for a sweep. He'll get another 3 points on a takedown. He got a trip with the right leg.
See assistant coach Doug Byrne over there yelling at his heavyweight.
Doug Byrne knows a thing or two about competing at heavyweight. You talk about athletic heavyweights, and Doug kind of waffled between 3 different weight classes in the final couple of years of his career. And just an outstanding, tough human being. And the display of toughness and athleticism he gave at the national championships last year, absolutely incredible. A lesser man would not have been able to be on the mat at that point, but Doug Byrne, an outstanding athlete for Baldwin Wallace, no doubt what could be a Hall of Fame career at some point in the very near future.
I'll tell you what, he's about as strong as they come. If he gets a hold of your arm, it's his arm at that point.
Yeah, the first time I met him, I was given some heads up. They're like, just to let you know, he's probably the strongest human being that you will see and you will get to interview at any point in your career. And the person that gave me that piece of advice, Jeff Miller, who leads the athletic communication staff here at Baldwin Wallace, he wasn't lying. Doug Byrne was a very strong individual on the mat. Still is a strong individual, by the way. Camargo was docked a point, or rather a point was given to Flynn because of Camargo's inactivity. And it's now an 8-3 lead for Flynn.
He just needs to create more offense.
Flynn went for a takedown. Camargo sprawled, went on his backside, but stood back up. Another sprawl by Camargo. Another point on a stall awarded to Flynn.
Camargo's just got to put hands on him. That's finally a shot attempt, but it's not doing much for him.
3-point takedown awarded to Logan Flynn. And that will be the end of the match, as Flynn will get a 9-4 decision victory. But it's the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets who will get the 32-6 victory in the overall match. Recapping this one, it started with a win for Delaware Valley and it ended with a victory for Delaware Valley as Malik Asfor earned a decision victory over Dorian Hoffman, and Logan Flynn closed out the decision victory over Angelo Camargo. But in between that, 8 wins for Baldwin Wallace. Jaden Hinton won a 6-0 decision over the number 3 ranked Jacob Blair. Then Robbie Palmieri upset the 20th ranked Ryan Arndt with an 11-9 decision. Manny Skordos won a 3-2 decision at 149. Michael Petrella had a technical fall over number 11 ranked Adam Coleman at 157 pounds. He won that contest by a 20-5 count. Andrew Supers, the number 7 ranked wrestler at 165 pounds, won a 12-1 major decision. At 174 pounds, it was number 12 Carter Lloyd earning a 15-7 major decision. And at 184 pounds, Remington Boyer won a 19-4 technical fall. And then Joey Petrella at 197 pounds won an 18-2 technical fall. Both teams will be in action tomorrow just next door to where we finished tonight's contest here in Ursprung Gymnasium, as they will be inside the Lou Higgins Center Fieldhouse for the Baldwin Wallace Invitational. The action gets underway tomorrow morning. Then the women's team for Baldwin Wallace will compete in the BW Open on Sunday morning. Baldwin Wallace on the season remains unbeaten in duels. They now are 2-0, 1-0 in conference, and they open the home portion of their schedule with that 32-7 victory over Delaware Valley tonight. Again, both teams will be in action tomorrow right next door. So for my partner in the booth, I'm going to turn it over to you one more time. Noah, Cricky, just your overall thoughts on the performance of both the Yellow Jacket squads tonight, both getting pretty decisive victories over Delaware Valley.
Obviously, we don't like taking those losses at 125 and 285. But everything in between was exactly what BW Wrestling is all about. We continued to stay on the pedal the whole time, continued to stay aggressive, even in those close matches. We found a way to score, and we found a way to win pretty handedly.
Both teams in action tomorrow, right next door in the BW Invitational. After Baldwin Wallace gets a 32-7 victory over Delaware Valley in dual meet action to stay undefeated. They're 2-0. They're now 1-0 at home. And they're also 1-0 in Ohio Athletic Conference action. So for my partner in the booth, Noah Cricky, and everybody here at Baldwin Wallace, thank you everybody for tuning in to tonight's wrestling action as both the men's and women's teams compete in a doubleheader against Delaware Valley, and both teams come out victorious. For everybody here, I'm Matt Florjancic saying make today better than yesterday and make tomorrow better than today. Have a great night, everybody, and as always, go Jackets!